Well, we've officially hit 1K, so we might as well go live for a little bit here and see what we can't drum up. Fire away. Let's have some fun.
You are Locked On Oklahoma State, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma State Cowboys, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Howdy, y'all. Hello, all. You know the drill. Welcome back to Locked On Oklahoma State. My name is Cody Stovall, and I greatly appreciate everybody that's been stopping in lately. Obviously, getting to 1,000 subs was, a pretty fun thing to think about in the beginning. So shout out to everybody out there who's kind of helped me get to this platform, this level. I know 1,000, it's not necessarily a whole lot, but you got to start somewhere. So I'm happy that we were able to get there, and I wanted to throw this out live. So if anybody has any questions or anything like that, they could fire them my way. But yeah, so this whole process it's been a lot of fun, and Locked On has been nothing short of absolutely phenomenal to work for. This the ability for Oklahoma State to continue to get a wider reach is what most everybody, I think, is kind of in it for. This is what everybody's trying to get accomplished, is to get more eyeballs on Oklahoma State. That is the goal. That is what we're here for. So this is a way, at least, that I can give back a little bit. Definitely want to give a shout out to number 1,000 subscriber. Congrats to @poke_tradition. He's actually somebody that jumps in some of the Twitter spaces, so it's kind of fun, kind of ironic to see somebody from the different platforms right on Twitter and the crossover. So congrats to him. I've already reached out to him. We've talked via Twitter DMs. I'm going to leak some stuff occasionally in regards to the 1,000 subscriber prize that he's going to be getting. But yeah, if you've been able to catch today's episode earlier, I am very high on Oklahoma State for a lot of reasons. Now, what we're seeing out of camp, what we're hearing out of camp thus far in fall is pretty daggone good. I think linebackers is the biggest surprise. Whenever you looked at the linebacker core coming into this season, that was, I think, probably one that most would be right to have more questions about than anything else. I don't get it. They must not watch you lock on face blue smiling. I still don't get it. But I'm sure Robert will be able to expound upon that. All right, y'all. Yeah, fire away if you have questions, comments, concerns. Tell me when I'm crazy and wrong and all that fun jazz. That's part of all this cool stuff too. But if you're not excited about O State, you should be. If you're not excited about the Big 12, there's going to be lots of reasons why it reaches the different, I don't know, hemisphere. It very well can, which is crazy for people to think that it's very, very possible for Oklahoma State in the Big 12 to do more without OU and Texas. And it's not just because next season, right? We're not just talking about 2024 when all of the Big 12 additions get in officially. This year we've got the 4 newbies. Your bosses don't watch, you joke. Got it. All right. Anywho, it's pretty intriguing. I'll just say the least. And we're going to be able to talk at the end of the season about exactly where we stand. And there's some things that are going to happen. I think that we're a little bit more, I don't know, we're a little bit more prepared for any injuries this season. Definitely at quarterback. There's absolutely no way that any of us can say that there's going to be questions in regards to the depth at quarterback finally being something that you can rely upon. I think a lot of people were pretty happy, pretty satisfied with Shane Illingworth, but when you see what he was doing over in Nevada, it's not like we missed out on all that in the bag of everything we thought, right? The bag of chips, per se. But I think, other than the schedule, this is a win-win scenario for Oklahoma State. It's definitely a position that Mike Gundy finds himself that could be huge. If he's able to jump on that, what's up, brother? If he's able to jump on the opportunity that he has this season, then there's no reason. There's no reason anybody anywhere can say that he's not worthy of this ridiculous contract that he gets, right? Like, I know that it's preposterous. We've had conversations, but if he earns it, he earns it. Is it Arlington bound in order for that to happen? I would likely say so, but it's a possibility, right? Just like we've had the conversation that we get to avoid Texas. I'm not naive in thinking that they're going to be better. Texas Tech is a problem. OU has a pretty comparable schedule in regards to what you could potentially see out of them. It's fair to expect them to be better. The Big 12 as a whole should be another gauntlet, which is even more of a reason why whoever brings home the title this year is putting themselves in a position from a marketing standpoint to kind of be the one to take over moving forward. Because the Big 12 is going to have more eyeballs on it this year than ever. Appreciate you. That's Jason Watkins, Hall of Fame, College Football Podcast. Appreciate you, brother, man. Wet Blanket. Yes, buddy. One of the original regulators in there. The regulars are obviously make the show drive. So it wouldn't be anywhere near what it is without you guys, and without you guys, talking about what you guys are hearing and what you're seeing. So, yeah, this is kind of just the kickoff to 1K. Appreciate you. So, I think the logical idea for the next goal would be 1,500, but that just seems like I feel like we should accomplish that pretty quick. So, I feel like 2K is probably the fair idea moving forward. So, that should be the next target goal. And the road to 2K, you guys let me know in the comment section what you think I could obviously do to make things a little bit better. It's been a slow process as far as the upgrades are concerned, but we're getting there, right? We've moved up a little bit. The 1K part is I don't know. It's the first step. It's the first step, obviously, in many, but we had to get there before we can take the next step. So, I'm excited. And let's face it, guys, if we're good this year, that is going to help. It makes it more interesting. Again, the eyeballs are going to be on the Big 12 this year more than ever. As the Pac-12, as far as the fan base is concerned, they're going to be to some degree jealous, to some degree envious, to some degree just curious. So more eyeballs over there are going to be watching the Big 12 this year. With an SEC perspective, there's going to be more people watching just because there's a little bit of publicity. And obviously, if Greg Sankey didn't feel a little bit of pressure, he wouldn't be inclined to shuffle things around like he has. He's taken a couple shots. He's moved SEC Media Days to the same area around the same time frame as a few other events, including Big 12 Media Days. So, are we anywhere near the SEC? No. Is it going to take a long time to even try to chip away to get there? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. But it's definitely a thorn in their side, or it wouldn't be talked about. Same with the Big 10. The parity in the Big 12, I think, is what's going to drive it to be even more successful than maybe we had thought previously. When I say we, I mean just most of Big 12 country. Most of people outside of Big 12 country. You knew that it was very, very likely that things were going to happen in this new realignment landscape that was going to benefit the Big 12. All of those people that are talking about you got the leftover type of scenario, that's fine. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous, but you have to prove it, okay? It'll be the same conversation when the ACC falls apart, and let's say the Big 12 gets the Louisvilles and NC States and Pitt all of those style of teams, it's like, you got the crumbs of the ACC, and that's fine. If this does in fact go to that milestone, I guess you could say, the milestone of being part of that Big Three conglomerate, the bigger the better. Big Ten going to 20. The SEC is likely to move at some point in time with the difficulties the ACC is having. Appreciate you, Bearcat. It just, you see where this is going. People talk about the Mega 2, the Mega 2. The Mega 3 is a thing. The Mega 3 is coming. And appreciate you jumping in your, Bearcat. We were talking, it was yesterday, just how cool it is for the Cincinnatis and the BYUs and the UCFs and the Houstons of the world to, at one point in time or another, be looking inside out. I know the iterations of the Big East and everything have kind of made that a weird transition, but you're not the new four. Now you're, I don't know, the established four already before a game's even been played. You're the established new four before the new four comes in. And then those new four, including Colorado, maybe they'll have some sort of argument. But yeah, it is kind of cool, kind of ironic that those four new teams are now kind of in a different seat. You have a different perspective on the college football landscape and how life can be and how fun it can be. We're definitely excited for the original four. There we go. The original four. But we are going to expand again. UConn is always going to be, I think, a back pocket item. When the ACC / if the ACC finally does have that break, let the people say whatever they want, because results matter. We've already established at one point in time that the SEC is definitely better than most everybody else. That's fair. Well, we've also established that the Big Ten isn't all that impressive. Okay, yeah, yell at me, fight me. It is what it is. I said it. It's fair. The Big Ten is top heavy. The SEC, yeah, they're fairly top heavy, but obviously by and large, all the way across the board, they're going to have more talent than some of the bottom half of the Big Ten teams. It's going to take a little bit more time for the Big 12 to, prove it per se, but it is going to happen. The Big 12 is going to be able to, quote unquote, prove it. This year is important. I wonder if Jason is still in here. I'd be interested to hear. But yeah, we covered yesterday with Jason Sherman on the show. It would be disastrous. Okay, maybe not disastrous, but it'd be pretty daggone close too if OU or Texas end up in the Big 12 title game. If they end up in Arlington this year, it wouldn't be the worst, but it's not a great look. It's not the greatest perception. God forbid it be both of them. That would be disastrous. Now, again, I don't see that simply because the parity, right? It's going to be difficult for anybody to get to that 10 or 11 mark. Anybody. But there's going to be some teams that do. Yeah. And no, not only would I hate it, it wouldn't be a great look for the Big 12. It just wouldn't. For the SEC to be like, oh, look who jumped in there on the way out, proving they were da-da-da-da-da-da. It is what it is. Man. That I think it's great for OU and Texas to go to the SEC and be good. That would be huge because I think that it helps with the perception of the Big 12, even though some people aren't going to give all the flowers. But nonetheless, it wouldn't be a good look. And the SEC country would definitely say, see, we definitely proved we got the best. But if you flip that on its head, say K-State makes another run, say TCU makes another run, or if it's like it's been the last few kind of rounds of it, some teams we didn't really see coming. If it's that, and then OU and Texas go to the SEC and they do good, obviously I think that's that's good for all parties involved. But OU is going to be better. Texas is going to be better. Texas Tech is going to be better. I think Oklahoma State definitely, obviously, is going to be better. We have some things going in our favor. But when this new Big 12 kicks in, the catbird seat's important. I would almost venture to say that it's not great if K-State or TCU do. I think Oklahoma State does have the argument of consistency, right? We don't have the down years that some of those other people have. They have more trophies, sure. Yeah, that's a very, very, very contentious part of my relationship. But nonetheless, whoever kind of positions himself moving forward is going to benefit from the dollars perspective. If it makes dollars, it makes sense. Helps you with recruiting, helps with the conference, helps with the realignment. We know it's not done. The ACC is going to have some issues. We're going to be able to scoop up some teams. Yeah. No, the Big 12 is going to be fun. Utah is much crap as their fan base likes to stir around. They're going to be good. It's going to be good for the conference. We've already talked about how all of us collectively know that the holy rivals will make up for a little bit of the hurt and the loss of losing Bedlam. I hate it. I hope that we get back to it as soon as physically possible. Cooler heads should prevail, right, in due time, because it's flipping Bedlam. I know contractually there's some stuff that needs to be figured out, but yeah, it'll be good for everybody in the Big 12 to beat Utah. As much crap as they've already started talking about, coming in and instantaneously running stuff. It's fun. It's ridiculous, but it makes for decent cannon fodder, I guess you could say. I like to have a good time with it. I do think that, yeah, whatever mix up you have in the ACC, it would be great for all of us to try as hard as physically possible to get behind the idea of the sales pitch of a Miami. I know Florida State is a foregone conclusion, not going to happen. Miami, probably not going to happen. I don't think the SEC would allow the Big 12 to continue to grow at this rate, right? If the Big 12 continues to grow like this, it's not going to be good for the other two. They've got to find a way to slow the Big 12 down. The Big 12's got a long way to go before they can catch the SEC, a long way to go before they can catch the Big 10, especially from a perception standpoint, right? And that's the battle that all of us are facing, right? Every single team in America. Utah does add that flavor. BYU does help the geographical footprint, the national footprint. Dare I say the international footprint. BYU does do that. Cincinnati, obviously losing Fickell, not great. If they don't do that, it's a different conversation. They did do that, so it is what it is. Everybody, I think, agrees it's going to take them a little bit of time. BYU is Pac-12 champs. I don't know about that, bud. Oh, yeah, there you go. Pac-12 has never had BYU. I hope the Pac-12 joke officiating crew doesn't. You ain't wrong, man. You are absolutely not wrong. I hope we're not going to have to worry about it. I hope that's not something that bites up or jumps up and bites everybody. It could. It would be a nightmare. Do not give us those Pac-12 refs. Big 12 refs make mistakes sometimes too, unless you are familiar with the 40 acres, right? We watched that happen for a long time. Extra favors, calls, whatever it was. It happened. It happened. And now you are having this conversation because it's fair. Pac-12 officials are not the greatest in the world. A little bit easier to officiate, probably, yes. Better, no. They beat some Pac teams a couple years ago, so they claim. We'll find out soon enough. We will find out. Incorporate some of these Pac-12 schools is going to be pretty cool, man. I think it's going to be great for, not necessarily great for the sport. A lot of y'all know how I feel about that. All of this stuff, not great for the sport, right? You can blame, honestly, Texas. If you reach back, the original round of crap fest that happened in the Big 12 was because of Texas. There's no Nebraska. There's no A&M. There's no Mizzou. There was no Colorado for better part of a decade, right? Colorado's going to get some passes, some privileges because they're back in it. They get some of that old school soul. But yeah, everyone's going to love beating Utah because they talk too much. Arizona State isn't really making a whole lot of friends. I know it's not their fan base per se or their football team per se. But goodness me, man. Those guys should, I don't know, maybe learn. You would think these people would learn from George Kliavkoff what mistakes can be made at times if you put your foot in your mouth. Arizona State, president, AD, get a handle on things. Your boys out here getting loose with the lips, talking dangerous and stupid at the same time. So Arizona State's going to be fun to beat. Everyone is pretty welcoming of Colorado and Arizona, and I think a large portion of it is because Colorado came to their senses pretty quickly. They got it. They understood the writing. Arizona's known what was going to happen for quite some time now. Utah just they snuck in. They did. Good for them. Arizona State snuck in. I think some of us, including me, would definitely be willing to make the argument that Big 12 is in such a position of power compared to the ACC and the Pac-12 that we could have got San Diego State instead of Arizona State, instead of Utah. But I'm not dumb. It's great for the conference. It's great for Brett Yormark. It's nice to get these W's. When you can get them, people are going to have to pay attention. People are definitely going to have to pay attention. Yeah, OT. I'm trying to, I don't know, say thank you to everybody, obviously, for helping me get to that 1K mark. Now we're on the road to 2K. And yeah, it's been fun. I'm still trying to figure out all of the technological sides of all this stuff. But right now, see, I look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but it's my face. Like I'm over here doing squats or push-ups. Not happening. But it is what it is. See, we'll figure it out. But yeah. It's going to be a good season in the Big 12. Every single game will be worth the watch. Make sure that you're tuned in. More eyeballs will be on the Big 12. You'll be able to watch with a little bit more enthusiasm in regards to some of the TV numbers. The Red River will be fun just because it's the last. Bedlam will be fun because it's the last for quite some time. Seeing, Texas wave their flag on the way out, it's going to be a little bit interesting. It's going to be funner than, I think, the last couple years. Even when we knew we were getting the 4 new schools, OU and Texas were already kind of talking about that SEC mantra and how even after we got the 4 OGs now that, we were trying to play catch up, and we still are. Yeah. But adding these Pac-12 schools, it's very, very helpful. I'm saying the Red River, as it goes for the Big 12, will be fun to watch. As will Bedlam. As will OU's tour around the campuses, just like Texas. Right? You're going to get the best shot from most everybody because you're on the way out, which, I think anybody who makes it to the Big 12 this year will be a little bit more tried a little bit more prepared, possibly, than somebody not coming from the SEC. The SEC is going to get you a little bit more prepared, sure. But the eyeballs on the Big 12 are going to speak volumes. The product that we're able to put on the field should be able to speak volumes as well. So whatever teams are in Arlington will benefit the most. Deion's going to get his piece of marketing. Gundy is going to get his piece of marketing. So is Sonny Dykes. So is Lance Leipold right now. And Chris Kleiman's earned all of his kudos and roses and accolades and glory. It's going to be fun this year. It's going to be a slugfest, basically. There's still going to be some fun offenses to watch. Don't get me wrong. Defenses will be more important than ever. The run game will be more important than ever. Depth will be absolutely paramount to anybody's level of success this season. So, yeah, it's going to be a wild ride. But I think all of us can understand and get on board with the fact that the Big 12 is phenomenal. The Big 12 is worth the watch. We have to hope that all of our teams are at the forefront of that, because it's great marketing rolling into 2024, no matter how you slice it, no matter what way you go about it. So that has me pretty fired up. But yeah, so I'll be dropping some hints here and there about the prize that at Poke_tradition we'll be getting for being Mr. 1K. And then we'll do something pretty cool for 2K, and we'll just continue. But this has been pretty fun. This has been pretty fun, pretty fast, pretty amazing. Try to keep it pretty light, pretty entertaining. But y'all let me know what I could do to obviously make things a little bit better, to make things a little bit funner. I've got to go pretend at least to be productive, the honeydews and all that fun jazz. I wasn't going to keep all of you on here too long, but thank you very much. Jason, you're awesome. Love you all. God bless. Go Pokes. We'll do this again real soon. Alrighty, y'all. Later, taters. Wet OT. Rob Pierce. Love you guys. Jason, my guy. Out.